What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who support me, DS1, and who support this platform, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated. Much love. Shout out to King Wage on the check-in. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Um, Tonight I'm here with with the third Black historian of this year, this year, 2019's Black History Month series. Um, we got Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal. Mike James Boxing, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Much appreciated. If you just coming in, please hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. That helps notify everyone that I'm live. So I appreciate it if y'all hit the like button. But yeah, I want to talk about Patrice O'Neal tonight, y'all. I want to talk about Patrice O'Neal. I'm not gonna read off his bio because for guys like him, they tend to kind of like distort information about people like that. Donnie Links, I appreciate you. I appreciate that, Red Bull. Thank y'all for tuning in. And so this is why I'm not gonna really get into his bio because I'm not sure if it's accurate. But I did come to you guys with Patrice O'Neal because he's a pioneer in the entertainment world. And one thing that I do here on the Black History Month series is I try to cover certain areas of activity. And I try to point out the Black historians who are not mentioned that played vital roles in that category. So we can never not celebrate our Black historians that are in the entertainment world. Shout out to my brother Danubian. I appreciate you. Shout out to Dulex. Thanks for tuning in, sister. I appreciate you. Great to see you. And one thing, like I said, we cannot abandon the greatness of our entertainers. Because see, a lot of people forget that the entertainment part, for the most part, it's business, but we cannot forget the art that goes into the entertainment business. Being a comedian is an art form. Okay? Acting, that's an art. Doing music, that's why they call you an artist. You're dealing with liberal arts. You're dealing with the arts. So this is why I make sure every year I do this series that I include our historians that are in the entertainment business. Thank you, Nicole. Great to see you. And thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. So we're going to talk about Patrice O'Neal. To me, the real king of comedy. And if y'all want, y'all can go right here on YouTube, type in Patrice O'Neal, and watch any of his stand ups. Classic. Classic. If you're a fan, which I'm a very big fan of Corey Holcomb, if you let Corey Holcomb tell you his story, who got Corey to do the type of comedy that he does now was Patrice O'Neal. If you are a big 5150 fan, such as myself, you know that Patrice plays a vital role in the way Corey formats his jokes and the things that he speaks about at his shows. Shout out to my brother Frederick on the check-in. Shout out to Char Willie on the check-in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. He got that from Patrice O'Neal. And one thing that, because I listened to a lot of Patrice O'Neal's interviews, and this is the reason why I brought him onto this series, is because Patrice O'Neal, his goal was for the restoration of the black man and woman's relationship. This is why he told the jokes and spoke the way he spoke. He wants men to be men again, and he wants women to be women again. And what he would do is he would fashion and craft his shows and his jokes from that perspective. So he said a lot of things about women that turns a lot of people off. He says a lot of things about men that pisses people off. But if you watch his interviews, he talked about why he did that. Because he wanted to speak to the people from a perspective of, we need to fix ourselves. And the way we start is by fixing the relationship dynamic. You see? A lot of the things that was talked, I'm going to just say this. I believe if Patrice O'Neal sat down and he listened to, and he may have been doing this, listening to the MRAs, listening to certain things that a lot of black men on YouTube is now discussing, I believe Patrice O'Neal will wholeheartedly be a part of it. I believe he will even talk about it. Because it's something that needs to be discussed. The relationship dynamic. And how men need to be men again. And how women need to learn how to be women. And how a lot of women don't allow men to be the type of men that they are. And this is some of the same conversations that we have on YouTube. With women trying to control men. And when they feel like you're not going to do what they want you to do, they shame you. Patrice spoke about this. He spoke about the welfare system and how black women are using this as a weapon. They're weaponizing these things. He spoke about this. He spoke about this. He spoke about how the system is at an all-time high with trying to destroy black men. And the image of us has been destroyed and distorted. He spoke about these things. This is how you get a Corey Holcomb. And this is why I say he's the king of comedy, because his jokes, if you break them down and have a discussion about it, actually can heal you. And that is the purpose of comedy. That is the purpose of it. That is the purpose of satire and jokes, to make you feel better. But see, a lot of people can't take a joke that's 100% true. That's the issue. That's why a lot of people have issues with a Corey Holcomb. That's why they have issues. That's why they had issues with Patrice. Because these guys are open books and they're not afraid to ruffle people's feathers. They're not afraid to do that. Patrice understood that black people got to heal from shit. All this building that we talking about, nothing's going to be built if we don't heal first as individuals. That's what we must do as individuals. Work on ourselves to be better for one another. And that's all Patrice ever talked about. He talked about how he used to cheat on women. How he used to treat women like shit. He also speaks on how a lot of women who claim they love their men try to treat their men like boys. And that they really don't have profound respect for their men. He understood that we had to heal before we build. He understood that. Patrice was great at that. And when you listen to him speak, man, that shit hit me hard when he passed away. Because he wasn't the type of comedian that just get up there and tell frivolous, silly ass jokes. He told jokes that hit home. It was funny, but a lot of his jokes also could make you shed a tear. Because it was true. You see? He spoke to a problem that's in the black community. One of the main from what my stance is this is the number one problem. This is the root of all the other stuff that people are talking about. Welcome, Monique Hill. I appreciate you. Time reveals. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. You see? I agree with Patrice because, like I said, that is the premise, and that is what I feel is the solution. We have to heal before we can build as a people. You see? Because he understands what creates a community. A community is built off of what? A collection of families. And the family dynamic is destroyed because the relationship dynamic is destroyed. So it's our job to restore the relationship dynamic. If we fix that, then guess what? The family issues starts to subside, which will in turn create a better environment for us to live in on all levels. Because relationships is what rule life. You cannot go through life and don't have any relationships with anyone. And I'm not speaking on a romantic level. You got to have relationships to navigate your way through life. This is why they say it's not always about what you know, it's about who you know. Because who you know can help you get you on the way to knowing what you're supposed to know. They can give you the information or they can point you in the right direction for the information. That's relationship. You see? And that dynamic is the root of the problem. All of the other things are just results. The other stuff that we talk about is results of the destruction of the black family, which is the breakdown of the black man and woman's relationship to one another. We have to find better ways to relate. We have to know how to relate to each other. A lot of us, like I said, and like I always say, we weren't taught correctly how to relate to the opposite sex. A lot of us was taught out of dysfunction. We learn dysfunctional stuff from other dysfunctional people. You see? A man knows when a woman loves him when she respects him. Patrice O'Neal said that all the time. I love my wife because she respects me as a man. This is what he said. Women need love. Men need respect. That's what love is to a man. Respect. Respecting who he is as a man. Respecting what he stand on as a man. And in return, he's going to show you love. He's going to give you love. You see? But if you as a woman don't believe that respect is love to your man, then you don't really love your man. If you pick and choose when to respect your man, then you don't love him. And understand that he knows that. He may not say it to you, but understand that he knows it. So one day when he pick up and bounce, don't wonder why he left. He left because you didn't respect him. You didn't love him. This is what Patrice O'Neal spoke about. He told jokes about. To me, that is, and this is my opinion, that is the best form of comedy. I like dark comedy, dark satire. That's the best. Because that's a person that's allowing their art to imitate their life or imitate life in general, meaning what's going on in society. That's what makes, in my book, Patrice O'Neal the real king of comedy. You got guys that could tell funny jokes and write great stories that come out their mind. But how many of them can actually craft their whole set around real life shit? Stuff that they went through and probably is currently going through, and make it funny. Make it funny and make you think at the same time. A lot of people didn't like the show South Park. You know why I love South Park? Because I saw the subliminal messages through the comedy. That's what satire is. Satire is jokes with meaning behind it, with an underlying message. And that's what South Park represented. In South Park, they talked about some of the same issues and some of the same events that went on in society. They showed the World Trade Center blowing up and how, it wasn't what we thought it was. And they exposed what really happened. But they did it through a cartoon. So the average person that's just watching it, they're not really paying attention to what they're talking about. They've been talked about terrorism. They talked about this in South Park. They talked about all of these things, but they put it in a comedic way. And the guys who wrote it, they put it in cartoon form. So the average person who can't think past their goddamn nose or just be like, oh, this is a funny show. You see? Now, I love the Bernie Macs. I love other great comedians. Martin. Red Grant. Eddie Murphy. I'm a stand-up type of guy. I love to watch stand-ups. Mike Epps. Dave Chappelle. But to me, nobody kept it as real and raw and uncut like Patrice. And I know Corey Holcomb probably feel like he probably can't fill Patrice's shoes, but I consider him a young Patrice O'Neal because what he brings with his comedy, man, he bring a lot of truth. He bring real life to his stand-ups. And this is what made, and Corey Holcomb has said this himself, this is what made him a better comedian. He said one time he was on a comedy tour and he ran into Patrice in the back. Patrice told him, you need to start talking about you. You want to make your craft better? Start talking about you. Start talking about your life and your plight. And if you notice, a lot of the young comedians that you see now, they got whole sets making jokes about themselves and their own life. They got that from Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb houses a lot of the young talent. He was on Wild 'N Out. So he was around the DC Young Flies. See? Cat Williams is another one who housed some of the young talent. And he give them advice. On a 5150 show, Corey got two other guests that started out as comedians on All Def Digital. That's a YouTube channel. Y'all could go check that out. My man Craig Smith and I forgot my other man name. But they all started on Wild 'N Out. And then they went to All Def Digital, which is like the new form of Def Comedy Jam. So he giving back. He giving the game back to the young dudes, the same way Patrice pulled him to the side and said, you want to make your set better? Start talking about you. Start making jokes about the things you don't like about yourself. And today, Corey is one of your biggest comedians on the street circuit. Streetwise, doing these comedy shows in all of these cities, Corey Holcomb's the man. He's highly requested. The man do a show every week. Is he Hollywood? No. Because the type of man that he is, he's not going to do certain things. His personality is not going to put him in certain places. But his talent is going to get him there. See, a lot of people don't even know about Patrice O'Neal. A lot of people don't even know about him because he's not one of the guys that's in the limelight. He helped a lot of guys be better. And if you talk to the real personable comedians, they all look up to Patrice. Lavelle Crawford. They all look up to Patrice O'Neal and say that he's one of the greats. If I'm not mistaken, he passed away. He passed away in his sleep, if I'm not mistaken. It's 2019. I think Patrice passed away in like 2014, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a couple of years now. But like I said, y'all go and y'all just go and check out some of his stand-ups. Go watch some of his clips. Go watch some of his interviews and listen to how this man speaks and what he speaks about. Highly intelligent brother. Highly intelligent and funny as hell. And I had to mention this brother part of Black history because he is part of Black history. He represents Black history. And when we speak on Black history, we have to stop omitting the entertainment part. We have to stop acting like entertainment, like we not the leaders and the innovators of that. If we are not, if we the innovators of everything, why skip music? Why skip comedy? Why? Why do that? If y'all check out my 2017 Black History Month series, I spoke about Denzel Washington. One of the greatest actors ever. Ever. But you got people that's telling us not to pay attention to the entertainment business. When we created that. When we created that. Has it been bastardized? Yes. But we created it. You see? We are the innovators. So let's stop skipping categories. Let's stop acting like music doesn't play a part in our life. Entertainment doesn't play a part in our life. Should entertainment rule our life? No, nothing should. It's about balance. But should we say, oh, I'm not going to speak about comedy during Black History Month because it's entertainment and Black people are too consumed with entertainment? That's bull. That's BS. I'm not going for that. There's plenty of prominent Black people who are in the entertainment business. And why shouldn't they be celebrated? Why? Black excellence is Black excellence. Why shouldn't we celebrate certain people? Especially if you represent the community. We're not talking about putting, sellout type of people on a pedestal. No. But we need to celebrate the people who are actually for our people. And who's a great example of Black excellence. Because this is the reason for me doing this series. It is to shine light on our greatness. No matter what realm it's in, we're still the best at it. And our children need to know this history. They need to know. They need to know the people who are really those guys instead of the guys that everybody like to put on the pedestal. See, the guys that's pushed up in the limelight, a lot of those guys have already been compromised. So let's talk about the guys who we know haven't been compromised. That's all we got to do. Let's talk about them people. That's true. King Wage, The Simpsons too. They put a lot of subliminal messages in that cartoon. That's true. So make sure y'all go check out Patrice O'Neal. Make sure y'all go check that brother out. Listen to the man speak. Listen to him speak and then go watch some clips of his stand up. And then you'll understand why he is who he is. Black Phillip, I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. So shout out to Patrice O'Neal for being, in my opinion, the king of comedy of this generation. We not talking about in Red Fox days, and we not talking about back then. Dr. Patrice O'Neal, no doubt. No doubt. Black Phillip, no doubt. I could rock with that. Make sure y'all go and check him out. Listen to him speak. Then go listen to him tell jokes. Then you guys will be able to understand why I put him in this series and why he needs to be recognized. Because for the most part, I don't see people really giving him the reverence that he deserves. You know? He should be talked about a lot more. That's how important I felt that he was. But of course, when you're trying to reform your people, of course you're going to have pushback by your own and by others. But you're going to have pushback from your own too. See, they know that Patrice was the man. But they also knew that they couldn't come with no BS to Patrice. You know, they couldn't come to him with a dress. They couldn't come to him with a wig. They know that. Because he was a man's man. So I appreciate and I salute Patrice O'Neal. I love that brother, man. He made me look at comedy in a whole different light. And I believe if y'all go check him out, y'all see exactly what I'm talking about. Go listen to his stand-ups. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If y'all haven't yet, go check out Historians 1 and 2. Number 1 was Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black History Month. Check that out. And also go and check out the second historian, which is Thomas L. Jennings. the father of dry cleaning. See? Go check them out. Also, stay in tune with this Black History Month series because we're definitely going to finish it up. And I got some more heavy hitters for y'all. We just getting started. The next 7 that I got for y'all, heavy hitters. Like I said, I like to cover or try to cover each area of activity that people operate in society. And I like to point out one or maybe 2 people who are monumental that is not mentioned. Hello, Ella. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate you for tuning in. Money Boy Films, peace, family. I appreciate you for tuning in, bro. But y'all stay tuned for the rest of the series, man. Because the rest, whew, boy. So far, we got the father of Black History Month. The father of Black History Month, Carter G. Woodson. The inventor of Black Studies was Carter G. Woodson. He's the reason why there's a Black Studies course in HBCUs and other educational institutions around the world. It's because of what Carter G. Woodson done. Then you have an inventor. I like to make sure I have Black inventors. Thomas L. Jennings, who started out as a tailor and through his Black brilliant mind created the dry cleaning process, which is controlled and ran by the Asians today. And now we have the one that I consider the king of comedy, but I'm going to just say one of the forefathers of Black comedians, Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal. So I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Shout out to my brother Rob on the check-in. Appreciate you. Like I said, if you just coming in, please hit the like button. And you guys might have to catch the playback. Might have to catch the playback. Brother Rob, you in here, so you know about Corey Holcomb. Living legend. And he gave it up to Patrice O'Neal. He said Patrice made me a better comedian. Corey Holcomb from the Chi. Where he say he from? Robert Taylor Holmes. So I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Like I said, if you just tuning in, you might have to catch the playback. Go ahead and watch the playback. I appreciate it. Indeed, Brother Rob. Indeed. Corey Holcomb is one of the funniest. Shout out to Mercy L. Long, long time, brother. Great to see you. Great to see you, brother Mercy L. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Shout out to my brother JT on the check-in. So like I said, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. It's all good, brother Rob. You know, it's all good, bro. You could just catch it on a playback, you know. I appreciate that, Mercy L. I appreciate that, good brother. Definitely do, man. So I appreciate y'all. I will be back. If not later on tonight, I will be back tomorrow with some more of this of our black historians that are not mentioned in the public school system. I will be back with the Black History Month series tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. And also check out the Relationship series. The Relationship series. I'm up to episode 4. I just did episode 3 not too long ago. Check out that series. Also check out my car rant series. Check that out also. And just stay tuned with your brother DS1 and Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. We got a lot coming up. Also, go and check out the stream I just did a couple of days ago called The Build and Chill. The Meetup, Build and Chill. If you are interested in meeting up, small group of us, meeting up. We already made a decision on a city for our first one. We're going to meet up. We're going to chill. We're going to get to know each other and we're going to build. We are going to sit down as a group and discuss what resources we have and what we can put together. It doesn't have to be erected overnight. But let's sit down and have these conversations and let's bring things to the table. I'll look at that for Frederick. I'll look into him. Eric Monte. Okay. See, that's what we're gonna do on this trip that I'm putting together. We're gonna meet up, we're gonna chill, but we are going to sit down and we're going to build. The men are gonna sit down with the men, and the women are gonna sit down with the women. So if you're down with this, if you're down with this, just know you make sure you bring some pen and some paper. It will not be a meetup where we just have fun and go home and nothing's accomplished. No. We are going to sit down and actually begin to construct plans for the group, for the things that we want to do. We got to start from somewhere. Oh, it's going to be in Atlanta, Brother Rob. Most of the people agreed to Georgia, so Atlanta. It's going to be in Atlanta. So if y'all haven't yet, go and check out that stream. Also, also, if y'all also is down with this, I will be giving out a new email where y'all can contact me just for this. So y'all stay tuned for that, because sometime later on this week, I will be giving y'all an update on this whole trip thing. Because we going to get this thing done. Whether it's 5 of us, whether it's 20 of us, whether it's 50 of us, whether if it's 100 of us. This is something, I feel like we need to do. I appreciate everybody who supports my platform. But at the end of the day, we need to start doing things in real time. We got to start doing things in real time, y'all. And if y'all down with actually doing things and creating things in real time, then y'all will have the email in the next few days to contact me and let me know that you want your name on the list. So, like I said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned for an update on the trip. Stay tuned for the rest of this Black History Month series. And I just want to thank y'all for tuning in and supporting DS1 and Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I catch y'all on the next one. This is DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, we got to heal before we build. This is why I'm setting up a meetup, build, and chill. We got to chill, and then we going to build. Can't have one without the other. We going to chill, but we going to build. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. I catch y'all tomorrow, man. I appreciate it. Peace.